I talked about paying off $30,000 worth of debt, right? You heard that story, and that was the hardest part. Now, 6 years later that I have paid off this debt, it has required me to make some big changes now that the debt is gone. So before I even get started with day 18, I want to go ahead and thank all the new followers for following me along this 30-day journey. To all my oldie but goodies, welcome back. So in these past 6 years, I have definitely had to make some changes because if you don't have a plan for emergencies, if you don't have a plan for small little things that come up, it can definitely allow you to get right back into the same cycle where you left off at. So number one, I stopped treating predictable expenses like they were emergencies. For example, like car repairs. You know that your car, if you're driving, like myself, I was driving back and forth to work about 60 miles a day. You know there's going to be wear and tear on your vehicle. You're gonna need oil changes. You're gonna need brand new tires. I need tires right now for my car, and I have definitely save for those car repairs. I don't do the traditional. I used to do my cash envelope things like this. But I don't use these pretty much anymore. The only time I really use these is when I'm traveling, but I'll get into that in a minute. But I use SoFi. SoFi, they have the vaults where you can split your create sinking funds, but they're called vaults. So that's what I use now. I have a category for car repairs. I have a category for car registration. I also have a travel fund. So those are the things that I kind of prepare for, knowing that it is going to come up. You can't prevent those type of expenses. So I am creating sinking funds. I continue to create my sinking funds for that. Also, I know for my birthdays, if you have children, you want to try to create sinking funds for those type of events. Those are the predictable events and expenses that you know that will come up. Things that are annually, pretty much you can start saving for. So what I want you to do is pick one predictable expense that you know is going to be coming up and create your sinking fund. For my travel, I take these envelopes with me. As you can see right now, this has some leftover, I don't know what currency this is in, but what I usually do is I'll take these envelopes here, and instead of it having food, shopping, I have tons of these, but instead of it having food, shopping, and the different categories, emergencies and things like that, I actually write out. So for example, if I am going out of the country, or wherever I'm going, I will say I'm going from Thursday to Monday. I will have each day of my trip, I will have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'll have each one labeled, and I will make sure I get my currency if I'm in somewhere foreign or overseas or whatever. I will get the currency, exchange it. Sometimes if I have time to do the exchange at my bank, I would do that. But I would have my US dollars in each one of these envelopes, and I pretty much go by that envelope. Now, this is after I have came up with my excursions and things like that. So what I do is I'll pay for that ahead of time, right? I'll pay for that ahead of time. Or if I don't get a chance to pay for it ahead of time, I know exactly how much it's going to cost. I communicate with the company and those kind of things, so I can know exactly how much it's going to cost. And I will put that in the day that I am going to be doing that activity, right? So that way it's no just randomly swiping of the card. I know each day exactly how much I'm going to spend. Now, if for whatever reason I don't spend all of the money, that money will go, when I'm home, that money will go back into my sinking fund. So number two, I kept an emergency cushion. Keeping an emergency cushion just kind of helps you and prevents you from, again, going back into that credit card debt. For example, if something goes wrong with your vehicle, you have that extra cushion that you can go ahead and just is not a worry. It's not like it's a crisis. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes more of an inconvenient than it being a crisis. So now that you're debt free, and now once you become debt free, things like this becomes just an inconvenience. So that's the ultimate goal. You want it to not like put a damper in your budget. You don't want it to become a crisis where you have to like go and borrow money from someone or go and swipe your credit card. And another thing is that I did when I began paying my debt off, just a little side note, I cut those cards up. I think I might even have a video way back when I just cut up my credit card. So if you don't even have access to the credit card, you won't be easily, tempted to swipe the card. Okay. That's just a little side note. Number 3, I have learned to save for the life that I want. Talked about travel. I have a travel fund. Of course, I love travel. Another thing that I do save for, I'm a girly, sometimes at times. And I love like spa days and those kind of things. So if my friends or my family say like, hey, let's go to the spa this weekend. Let's go hang out at the day spa. I have a budget set aside for that. Just a couple hours ago, my friend called me and said, hey, let's get a resort pass. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. I trust your judgment. Go ahead, purchase the tickets, and I'll make sure that I'll give you the money back. Just little things like that. So I have learned to save for the things and how I want my life to be. I enjoy going to day spas. I also have Class Pass. So when I'm traveling, I use Class Pass. That is like I think it's about $89 a month or something like that. And what it is like a point system, and you can basically use it anywhere. So most of the time when I'm traveling, I don't like go to the gym, or if I don't have access to a gym, I go on Class Pass and I find a class, Pilates, a workout class, CrossFit, something like that. And I use it then. If I don't, when I'm not using it to travel or to work out with, guess what? I'm finding a local spa nearby and I am utilizing my Class Pass. So I have learned to save for the things that makes my life enjoyable. Number 4, I stop automatically replacing old payments. And what I mean by that is, say for instance, you pay off your car, right? And monthly that vehicle was like $400 a month. So now that you have an extra $400, I learned to not replace that with something else. Like, I'm not going to go get a new car. I'm not going to add something else to my monthly expenses. I have learned that I'm not replacing old payments with new ones. So I want you to do something. I want you to write down what your next eliminated payment will fund. So for number 5, I want to talk about sinking funds. So for those of you who don't really know what a sinking fund is, it is basically a savings that you are saving for things that happens annually, right? I'm going to give you an example of car registration. Your car registration, just say it's about $600. And what you would do is, there's 12 months in a year, and you will basically divide 12 into 600, and that number will be about $50. So basically you will be saving $50 a month, right? You can put this towards, or do this for birthdays, holidays. Holidays will be right around the corner. Anything that you have that is an annual fee, or just anything that you want to kind of save for, even if it's just 6 months in advance, if it's 3 months in advance, creating a sinking fund, you just go ahead and divide the number of months and take that number, and that's what you're going to be saving for. I actually have multiple videos on sinking funds. It should be a Budget With Me playlist. Hopefully this video has resonated with someone. Hopefully this video has helped someone, because I'm telling you, 6 years ago, I did not even think my life will be this way. I'm able to travel for my birthday, house sit in Midtown Manhattan, walk to Times Square. I'm able to enjoy experiences now that I thought that was out of reach. This did not happen because I stopped enjoying money. This happened because I finally made the decision to take control of my finances. If you're on your debt-free journey right now, try not to think about how fast you can pay off your debt. Start thinking about building systems that will keep you out of debt once you get there. At the end of the day, the goal is not to just become debt-free. The goal is to create a financial life that you don't need to escape from. This is day 18 of my journey from debt to freedom.